Next on Worcester News tonight, homeowners and businesses looking to rebuild after a tornado touches down in Webster and Dudley. Plus, 5 generations and a century later, Brookfield Orchard celebrates their 100th anniversary. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. Cleanup efforts are underway across parts of central Massachusetts after an EF1 tornado hit this weekend. Several residents are without power and some don't even have a place to stay. Monday, MEMA, the Red Cross, and Salvation Army stepped in to help those in need. Our Rosalind Flaherty joins us now with more. Rosalind?
Olivia, the town of Webster experienced significant damage, and now those organizations are helping the roughly 40 people displaced. Owners of Webster Tri-Town Travel show the damage inside their building on Main Street from Saturday's tornado.
We took out immediately the whatever water was in the ceiling and the tiles and the insulation. We have a lot of cleanup to do.
The National Weather Service confirms an EF1 tornado hit Dudley and Webster, causing extensive damage. It was on the ground for only a minute and had wind speeds of 110 miles per hour.
The best way I can explain it is like suction. You can literally hear the doors and windows just go.
Boarded up windows like this one are a common sight here on Main Street as business owners work to get back to normal.
We hope to reopen as quickly as possible. The windows should be replaced in a few days.
MEMA says about 41 people were displaced in Webster and 2 buildings had to be taken down. They opened a resource recovery center for anyone looking for help.
We need to figure out who needs help and what type of help they need to get into housing. But bottom line is, we're here, the community is here to support the people as long as it takes.
Crystal Morsecki lived in one of the buildings which were knocked down. She lost everything and is looking for any kind of support.
We have nothing. All my daughter's 13, everything's gone. All my son's strollers, his Excel saucers. I have an 8-month-old son. All of his stuff is gone.
As Webster works to clean up, residents advise others to listen to future weather warnings and take them seriously.
I'll definitely look at storms a little bit different now.
Now, MEMA says they will bring in Team Rubicon to help with the cleanup. The town of Webster says there is also a fund for anyone who wants to donate to the victims. Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
And Massachusetts isn't the only part of New England picking up after severe weather. A tornado touched down in Woodstock, Connecticut Saturday morning. Officials say the EF0 tornado packed winds estimated at 80 miles per hour. It damaged 2 cornfields and split an oak tree in 2. Thousands of power outages were reported.
It just got creepy, eerie, and then the winds came up and it was black as night. And I was like, something's not right. You know, you get that sense.
One woman was hurt by flying debris while driving down Main Street. The American Red Cross is providing temporary housing to about 50 people. A Worcester man is arrested Sunday after state police find a gun in his car. According to Massachusetts State Police, Miguel Portela was pulled over on Route 84 in Sturbridge. They say troopers noticed he had no inspection sticker and a broken brake light. A handgun and ammunition were found in his vehicle. The 23-year-old is facing multiple charges, including carrying a loaded firearm and possession of a large-capacity feeding device. Heat and humidity returning to Worcester today as temperatures hit the 90s. The National Weather Service put out a heat advisory in effect until 8 p.m. Tuesday night. They say the heat and humidity may cause heat stress during outdoor exertion or extended exposure. In Auburn, residents looking to cool off at Crystal Caves Mini Golf Course will be offered free water if golfing, or they can enjoy ice cream inside.
Usually put out a cooler for the water for the kids and for the adults. You know, if they need some water, they can just run up and grab it.
Every day, probably we have a pretty steady amount of people come in for ice cream, whether it's hot, cold, just because people like ice cream in general. Outside, though, on those really nice days that are nice and in between, I mean, we'll have the mini golf going, batting cages, the trampolines, everything.
And the National Weather Service is advising people to drink plenty of fluids, stay in an air-conditioned room, stay out of the sunshine, and check up on relatives and neighbors. Copper sulfate is being added to some of Worcester's bodies of water this week as Indian Lake and Coe's Reservoir are treated for algae. Residents are warned to stay out of Indian Lake Monday and Coe's Reservoir Tuesday when the treatment is being applied. According to Worcester's DPW, the copper sulfate is a safe and effective way to control the growth of harmful toxin-producing algae. People and pets should stay out of the water, and people should refrain from boating and fishing. Well, it's been 10 years since the Asian longhorn beetle was detected in central Massachusetts. Since then, more than 35,000 trees have been cut down in an area of 110 square miles. More than 3 million tree inspection surveys have taken place. The Asian longhorn beetle program reports it's been about 7 months since an infested tree was found. If one is detected, it will have to be removed.
It's been going really well, and I hope that we can be done sooner than later. To put it in perspective, we're on our second round of survey, meaning that we had completed the 110 square mile area. We had surveyed it once over back in 2015, and we celebrated that. And since then, we're pretty close to doing it for a second time.
The Asian longhorn beetle program believes the insect was brought in on wood from Asia. They say more than 30,000 trees have been replanted in the quarantine areas. Potentially harmful chemicals found inside of Abby Kelley Foster Charter Public School are believed to be lower than when originally tested. According to the Telegram, air tests conducted in June showed slightly elevated levels of TCE. Results shared with the school last week revealed the amount of the known carcinogen was below imminent hazard levels. In a letter sent home to parents, the Department of Environmental Protection says they will continue to work with the school to seal pathways around pipes where the chemicals could be coming in through. A fifth-generation orchard is celebrating a century in business. Brookfield Orchard says the key to success is to focus on what's important to them and their customers. Our Brittany Schaefer has her story.
Brookfield Orchards is celebrating its 100th anniversary. Arthur Lincoln started the business in 1918, and now 5 generations of the family have kept the apple-picking tradition alive.
Well, thanks, ladies. Enjoy the heat.
At Brookfield Orchards, it's all about family.
I am the granddaughter, the daughter, the sister, the aunt, and the niece here.
And longevity.
I've been here since 1978.
Since I was born, I guess.
I got married, left, had children, and then came back in 1968.
Louise Woodard's grandfather started the orchard 100 years ago.
We hope they'd be very proud.
Yes.
Woodard says it takes hard work to keep a small business successful for a century.
I'm trying to keep up with the times, but also trying to keep the old. People love to come in and say, oh, it looks just the same. And I think that's important, that they can come and reminisce.
The family says working with relatives in the unpredictable weather hasn't always been easy.
We all have our own little niche, and we're all very careful not to go into each other's little spot, but we're all very good at giving our opinions.
The weather is very, very critical to growing apples. This year the crop's going to be a little bit smaller, but all the rain we've had is helping size them up, so we're still going to be picking a lot of apples.
Store manager Diana Neidham says throughout the years, the community has been a big support.
We have been this prominent fixture in our community for 100 years. So there's just a lot of love we have to give and a lot of love that's been given to us. So to be able to look out and see all these people enjoying our home, like, it gives me goosebumps.
To celebrate 100 years, Brookfield Orchards is having a pig roast on August 25th with live music, games, apples, and much more. In North Brookfield, Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.